Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 642 for January 16 through 31, 2024. Pluto re-entering Aquarius is the undisputed headliner for the second half of January. We also have a Jupiter-Pluto Leo full moon and Uranus turning direct, as well as a committed partnership Grand Trine, a healing T-square, and more. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm your host, Benjamin Bernstein. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics, which you can also see in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. Be sure to subscribe to This Week in Astrology in your preferred app, and if you have not already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. In fact, I announce our January winner sometime during this episode. As of January 16, the moon is waxing, Uranus is retrograde, and we have 2 continuing aspect patterns. See details and links to all this in the show notes. Let's go to our days. Friday, January 19, mentally focused work, including learning, writing, and communicating, is easier with Mercury trine Jupiter. Mercury, 6 Capricorn, Jupiter, 6 Taurus. These are the 2 planets most strongly associated with creating and disseminating information. With Mercury in Capricorn, practical information gets special support. This can also give you increased focus and discipline for your writing. Also, on Friday, January 19, you can deepen your relationship with your divine self with Venus square Neptune. Venus, 25 Sagittarius, Neptune, 25 Pisces. Thousands have discovered how surprisingly quick and easy this can be with my free embodied awakening invocation. Let me just take a note here. If you're looking at the video, you've got a banner at the top that shows the top of my website, the words Instant Divine Assistance. If you click or tap that, it will take you to a special thing I've got for free where it teaches you the invocations for embodied awakening and healing and how to put it all together into a daily practice. Simple, quick, and easy. I'm going to refer to my invocation several times during this forecast, but I'm just going to mention this web banner once. I do have links to the invocations in the show notes. This square can also boost your inspired creativity and help you more easily perceive the divine essence of everyone and everything around you. This Venus-Neptune square could also bring some challenge. Watch out for gaslighting or deception in a relationship, lack of focus on your artistic pursuits, or an undisciplined approach to your finances. On Saturday, January 20th, 3 related events happen today. There's a Sun-Pluto conjunction, the Sun enters Aquarius, and Pluto re-enters Aquarius. That's our big headline event for this forecast. Let's interpret these in chronological order. The Sun-Pluto conjunction at 29 degrees, 59 minutes Capricorn, that's about as late in Capricorn as you can get. It happens at 8:46 a.m. EST. This can amplify opportunities to increase your wealth and power. Obviously, wealth can be money or physical possessions, but it can also be anything you value, whether it's tangible or intangible. This is a good time to let the universe know what specific manifestations of wealth are most important to you. Power comes in 2 basic flavors, according to the inspired law of one channeled material. Service to self-power is greedy, manipulative, and ruthless, with no concern for anything beyond selfish gratification. But service to other power uses power for the greater good, with more concern for others than yourself. When you walk far enough on this path, helping others becomes your greatest selfish pleasure. This Sun-Pluto conjunction is a great time to clarify how you're using power now and how you want to use it moving forward. Pluto rules psychology and trauma healing, so this aspect could also stir up some unhealed emotional wounds. This is a good time to have a quick and effective DIY shadow work technique on hand. If you don't already have one, check out my free healing invocation. That's linked in the show notes. It's amazing how much easier trauma healing can be when you delegate it to your higher self. Next, the Sun enters Aquarius on January 20th at 9:07 a.m., just 21 minutes after the Sun-Pluto conjunction. For the next month, it can be easier to fly your freak flag. Internally embrace what's unique and special about you and share it with the world to the greatest extent that serves highest good. Aquarius rules intuitive hits, and these can come more easily. And the highest Aquarian expression is to serve others with those special talents you most love to use. Then, One of the biggest astrological events of 2024, Pluto re-entering Aquarius, also happens on January 20th at 7:56 p.m. EST. After spending 2.5 months in Aquarius last year, Pluto returns to Aquarius today, January 20th through August 31st. Then he'll retrograde into Capricorn for 2.5 months before locking into Aquarius for 18.5 years, November 19 of 2024 through March 8th of 2043. Pluto will spend about 20 years in Aquarius in total, profoundly influencing the next 2 decades. Pluto has the same meanings as Scorpio, since both represent the 8th astrological archetype. For starters, Pluto represents death and rebirth. If something isn't optimal, Pluto wants to either help you release it completely or help you transform or heal it so it serves your highest good. Two other major meanings of Pluto are wealth and power, which I just discussed. Pluto also rules the occult, which need not be creepy. Occult just means hidden. In astronomy, for example, occultation happens when an object is blocked by another object passing between it and the observer. Pluto rules lots of things that are not visible or are not obviously apparent to the five senses. Astrology is an occult art, for example, along with things like channeling, psychic abilities, and mediumship. How can you best use the energy of Aquarius? I just covered some important ones as I interpreted the sun's entry into Aquarius. In addition, from a community perspective, Aquarius can also be progressive, compassionate, justice-focused, and freedom-loving. The 11th astrological archetype can be visionary, idealistic, and humanitarian, as well as philanthropic, socially engaged, and reform-minded. From a more individual angle, Aquarius can be ingenious, brilliant, and avant-garde. It can be inquisitive and open-minded. Finally, Aquarius can be determined, technology-focused, creative, and independent. When you put Pluto and Aquarius together, you get big change now. Because Aquarius carries the same energy as Uranus, Pluto in Aquarius is reminiscent of the 1960s. A Pluto-Uranus conjunction potently influenced history from 1960 to 1972. This is the biggest astrological reason why that was such a radically transformative decade all over the world. Things always get intense when we join the 8th archetype, represented here by Pluto, and the 11th archetype, represented by Aquarius and Uranus. Once again, it is time for big change now. Some of this big change will be beyond your control, but you have plenty of choice about the big changes you want in your own life. Pluto in Aquarius is the perfect setup to rapidly accelerate your personal journey of transformation and evolution. You can't control everything in your personal life. Your higher self will make sure you get the experiences you need to have the best chance of fulfilling your life purpose. Some might be wonderful, while some might be challenging. A lot depends on how willingly you get on board with what you incarnated to do as a human being. As I personally face this momentous era, I find one particular insight especially helpful. It has been my experience that doing effective shadow work is the fastest path to spiritual awakening and personal evolution. I explain this as the Great Onion of Consciousness in my #1 Amazon bestseller, Instant Divine Assistance, Your Complete Guide to Fast and Easy Spiritual Awakening, Healing, and More. I believe that my willingness to face my unhealed traumas and heal them using quick and effective methods is the main reason I've never had to endure a dark night of the soul. Pluto rules trauma healing and shadow work, and the lightning-quick energy of Aquarius can help you do it faster than you might have thought possible. As I mentioned earlier, my free healing invocation has helped thousands, including me, heal their old traumas quickly, easily, and efficiently, and it might work even better with Pluto in Aquarius. Learn more about Pluto in Aquarius in my 2024 full-year video forecast if you haven't watched that already. The Pluto in Aquarius section is 18 minutes long, and there's a link in the show notes. Also, on Saturday, January 20th, committed partnerships are harmoniously supported by a Grand Trine that starts today, peaks on January 30th, and ends on February 11th. It includes Mars, Juno, and Uranus. Juno represents committed partnerships and is in Virgo. Virgo is a mutable sign, which invites you to introduce additional flexibility into these relationships. Virgo also represents service. Are each of you being appropriately served in this relationship? Mars is in Capricorn, adding both vitality and stability to your committed partnerships. This can help you enhance the foundation and structure of these relationships and is also great for endurance. With Uranus completing this harmonious triad, stay tuned to intuitive hits that can guide you in your committed partnerships. This inner wisdom might suggest anything from subtle tweaks to radical reinventions. Intuitive hits come direct from your higher self, and following them always leads to better ultimate outcomes. I'll be right back with the rest of the forecast, including the Leo full moon and Uranus turning direct right after this. Would you like to speed up your healing and awakening as part of an uplifting community with hundreds of dedicated awakeners? Then check out Awakening Plus, my online membership that can put your personal transformation into high gear. You can choose from about a dozen Zoom calls every month, as well as an ever-expanding archive of over 625 events that can profoundly change your life. You'll also benefit from 3 major courses and much more to help you awaken, heal, and thrive. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to awakeningplus.com. That's awakening, Plus.com. On Sunday, January 21st, Highest Good Healing is fired up by a T-square with Mars, Chiron, and the lunar nodes. This intense aspect pattern starts today on January 21st, peaks on the 27th, and ends on February 4th. Chiron, the wounded healer, is the focal point. This puts healing and mentoring front and center. Whether you'll be mostly receiving or giving depends on your level of consciousness and your life circumstances. Healing and mentoring are more fired up than usual because of Mars' natural energy and the placement of Chiron and the North Node in Aries. With Chiron conjunct the North Node, focus on the healing and wisdom sharing that most closely aligns with your life purpose. This T-square could stir up unhealed trauma within you. If so, you might find my field-tested and free healing invocation helpful in healing it more quickly and easily than you might have thought possible. On Thursday, January 25th, Mars squares Chiron at 12:15 p.m. EST. That's Mars 16 Capricorn, Chiron 16 Aries. This square is at the heart of the Mars-Chiron lunar nodes T-square that I just interpreted. Also, on Thursday, January 25th, a full moon illuminates the sky at 12:54 p.m. EST. That's at 5 degrees 14 minutes Leo. Any Leo full moon is great for release or adjustment in your activities as a leader or entertainer. Other areas ripe for such change are rest and recreation and hanging out with children or your inner kids. Aspects. This full moon is potently empowered by a T-square with the moon, sun, Jupiter, and Pluto. Pluto can bring death, transformation, and eventually rebirth. Jupiter, our solar system's biggest gas giant, is all about expansion. So he can take whatever Pluto's doing and make it gargantuan. Ren Butler masterfully lays out these Jupiter-Pluto possibilities in his wonderful book called The Archetypal Universe: Astrological Patterns in Human Culture, Thought, Emotion, and Dreams. I'm grateful that I can borrow from Ren's masterwork on planetary combinations, with his permission, to share these archetypal possibilities. Let's start with some positive Jupiter-Pluto potentials. Great resources and potential, titanic evolutionary forces, the capacity for enormous success, empowerment through education, intensive urges to improve, the recognition that power either benefits all or none, an ethic of right makes might, as opposed to the other way around, dramatic opportunities for regeneration and transformation, beneficial destruction, heavy experiences with a positive outcome, the long trip into and through the underworld of the psyche, triumph through facing death, intense idealism, the faith to move mountains, empowered activism or philanthropy, the urge to share one's transformative experiences with the larger culture, and the power of truth. Obviously, this Jupiter-Pluto square has plenty of upside potential, but we're also wise to stay alert to its darker possibilities. Extreme material or spiritual ambition, a tendency to feel high and mighty, which threatens those in authority, an obsession with glory and greatness, political drama, delusions of superiority, opportunities to abuse power, runaway power trips, inclinations to act as a law unto yourself, the power elite, plutocracy, obsessive righteousness, fanaticism, and overkill, misplaced moral urgency, religious or other dogma, ideals of betterment and progress as a reason to dominate other people and nature, and stupendous waste of shared resources. So, this full moon T-square with Jupiter and Pluto can be used for good or ill. I encourage you to take it to the high side. Other aspects. A tight moon Saturn quincunx encourages you to make adjustments to support maximum productivity and stable structures. Saturn can help you do this with good discipline, planning, and execution. With Saturn in Pisces, you can use the law of attraction more effectively to achieve your desired outcomes. Finally, there's a tight Juno moon semisquare. What adjustments would take your committed partnerships to the next level? On Saturday, January 27th, our final remaining retrograde planet, Uranus, goes direct at 2:35 a.m. EST. That's at 19 degrees Taurus. Uranus turned retrograde back on August 28th at 23 Taurus. This is a great time to move forward with any changes based on Uranian themes, especially any you've been contemplating while this god of change was retrograde. To what degree are you embracing your authentic human self and expressing it into the world? How faithfully are you following your intuitive hits? Finally, to what degree are you serving with your special abilities and receiving joyful satisfaction by doing so? For more helpful things you can focus on as Uranus turns direct, go back to that list of life-affirming Aquarian qualities I mentioned earlier. Uranus holds the same archetypal energy as Aquarius. That's why that works. Planets have extra power when they change direction. I recommend that you check your horoscope for sensitive natal placements between 16 and 22 degrees in the fixed signs. Those are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. These will get an extra hit of Uranus's revolutionary energy. Also, on Saturday, January 27th, a Mercury-Mars conjunction fires up your ability to learn, think, write, and communicate. With both planets in Capricorn, you can enjoy increased focus and discipline in all your mental activities. And it's a great time to focus on practical matters. And there's one more event on Saturday, January 27, the Mars-Chiron lunar nodes T-square that started on January 21st, peaks today on the 27th, and will end on February 4th. On Sunday, January 28th, it's a rare and wonderful thing when 3 flowing aspects all happen on the same day. 2 of them involve Venus, a Venus-Saturn sextile, Venus 6 Capricorn, Saturn 6 Pisces, and a Venus-Jupiter trine, Venus 7 Capricorn, Jupiter 7 Taurus. Saturn and Jupiter naturally balance each other since Saturn contracts and Jupiter expands. This can give harmonious, steady energy for anything Venus represents, including relationship, creativity, and finance. With Venus in Capricorn, practicality, being systematic, and discipline in these matters receive extra support. Today's third harmonious aspect is a Mercury-Uranus trine, Mercury 19 Capricorn, Uranus 19 Taurus. Mercury represents human mind, while Uranus represents divine mind. So this aspect is great for receiving intuitive hits and brilliant flashes of insight. Any type of mental work can flow more easily. On Monday, January 29th, taking immediate action on your intuitive hits is smoothly supported with Mars trine Uranus, Mars 19 Capricorn, Uranus 19 Taurus. Plus, Mars placement in Capricorn can give you surprising endurance. On Tuesday, January 30th, the Mars-Juno-Uranus Grand Trine that started on the 20th peaks today, or on the 30th, and ends on February 11th. Also, my #1 Amazon bestseller has a 15-word title. Ready? It's Instant Divine Assistance, your complete guide to fast and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and more. In this book, you'll learn how easy it can be to experience spiritual awakening within seconds just by requesting it from your higher self, quickly and permanently heal a serious challenge, even one that's caused you years of physical, emotional, or mental suffering, by delegating the work to your inner healer. Call in any kind of energy you want, anytime you want it. Heal and bless others simply by calling it in and being a hollow reed. Thrive in a new normal of harmonious living, enhanced intuition, joyous fulfillment of your responsibilities, and bliss. You can do all this and more with the instant divine assistance invocations. This book gives you everything you need to master them. Plus, you get free access to guided recordings and other valuable online support that will speed up your personal evolution. For over 12 years, the IDA invocations have dramatically improved thousands of people's lives. Isn't it time you also experienced how quick and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and so much more can be? It's available as an audiobook narrated by yours truly, and available as an ebook, paperback, and hardcover, starting at $3.99 and included with Kindle Unlimited. And I also host another podcast called Awaken, Heal, and Thrive. Learn fast and easy tools for awakening, healing, and more, gain wisdom from enlightening guests, and enjoy mind-bending ayahuasca stories. I drop 2 new episodes each month. Check out the latest episode called Divinity Puree. Click the link in the show notes or search for Awaken, Heal, and Thrive wherever you get audio or video podcasts. I mentioned earlier I'm giving away a free session this episode, and I'm going to announce the winner now. The winner is Jamie. That's J-A-M as in mother, I-E. This is the only Jamie who has entered the drawing who has a Gmail address. So if that is you, Jamie, pop me an email, benjamin@astroshaman.com. We will get you set up with your free reading. Congratulations. And to everybody, thanks for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, and one-of-a-kind life coaching. All my one-on-one services are equally effective in person or long distance. I also offer an unbeatable price on SolarFire, the #1 astrology software for Windows. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn all about this and more at astroshaman.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com, and my number for voice and text is 828-338-9852. I'd love to connect with you. We are wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode so others who also love astrology and spirituality can find it. And be sure to check out my Instant Divine Assistance book and audiobook and my Awaken, Heal, and Thrive podcast. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.